everybody, this is Sportman16, and this video here is going to be a follow-up to the Nintendo Direct reaction video that I made pretty much earlier in the day. Now, the thing of it is, after I watched the Direct, I decided that once they had their video like this up on YouTube, I basically saw it, and I decided to take a nice little trip to the comment section. Well, as of currently right now, as I'm recording this video, I'm still looking at the comment section right now. And oh boy! The vast majority of the comment section was, or is still currently filled with a massive amount of salt. So much salt that I could pour them onto to every single plate of fries that I had in the past. I could have so much. I've seen so much salt that I could have salty fries for days, or salty potato chips. I don't know. The fact of it is, there's just so much salt because apparently it just seems like nowadays it's like no matter what Game Freak does, people will still complain about things that Game Freak announces. Because the thing of it is, people were giving off a lot of speculation of what was going to be announced when the Direct was mentioned yesterday. Because a lot of people were speculating that it was either going to be Pokemon Stars or its alternative name, Pokemon Eclipse, for the Nintendo Switch. Or basically Diamond and Pearl Remix. Now, that's what I might have thought would have happened, being Diamond and Pearl Remix. But from what they announced on the Pokemon Direct earlier today, I'm perfectly happy. Actually, I'm downright excited for what they announced. And for those of you who have missed the Direct and want to know basically what they have announced, though I will give a spoiler for those of you who don't want to know and want to see for yourself, you can pause and leave now. I'll give y'all a second. Anybody still here? Alright. What they announced in the Pokemon Direct is that a supposedly deluxe version of Pokken Tournament is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Sort of basically they pulled a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and did it for Pokken Tournament. Basically for Pokken Tournament Deluxe, that the Pokemon that were released in the Japanese arcade version are going to be in the Nintendo Switch version, which was the Pokemon that were in there were Darkrai, Scizor, Empoleon, Krogunk. Was there any others? I think that was 4 of them right there, plus another new fighter that they announced that wasn't in any of the arcade releases, which is basically Gen 7's own Decidueye. Yeah, Decidueye is going to be in Pokken Tournament Deluxe. Though, for my personal saying, I would have much preferred more of Incineroar, but hey, Decidueye is perfectly fine too. And I think from what I saw, I think they also put in new supporters, because I saw the supports of Popplio and Litten. So, that's cool right there. So, I guess it might be a reason to get a Nintendo Switch in the future. But who knows when me and Jenny are going to be planning on getting that. But we have talked about that in sometime in the future we will get a Nintendo Switch. It's just not knowing exactly when. Also, one of the more bigger things in my eyes is the announcement of Sun and Moon sequels. Yep. They pulled a Gen 5 with Gen 7, because with Gen 5 they didn't make a sister game, they made sequels, basically Black and White 2. But in the case of the Sun and Moon remakes, they're being called Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And from what they showed on there is that it was something pretty amazing. And again, it was basically like what they did with Black and White, with basically the third legendary. Because if you all remember, in Black and White 2, Kyurem was able to fuse with either Reshiram or Zekrom. And in the case of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they practically did the same thing with Necrozma. Basically, Necrozma fusing with Solgaleo or Lunala. And I have seen what those two legendaries look like, and oh my god. I already know what version I want. I definitely want Ultra Sun, because if you people were to actually get a good look at Solgaleo with those Necrozma parts, excuse me, I might feel like the only one that saw this, but when I saw the Necrozma parts on Solgaleo, he kind of represented that of the Blade Liger from the Zoids series. And if you don't know what the Blade Liger looks like, just search up Zoids Blade Liger and you may see the similarities, who knows. When I saw Lunala with the Necrozma parts, the arms were kind of in a weird position. Like the arms were like coming down from the lower body of Lunala or something. And the more interesting thing was that the way how they looked with the Necrozma parts on was that they were in their phase when they unleashed their signature move. Like they basically lit up. But regardless, I gotta make sure to get Ultra Sun, because Solgaleo with the Necrozma parts looks absolutely amazing. But not saying that Lunala with those Necrozma parts look completely hideous on it, because it looks just as cool. But I'm kind of leaning more towards this. I'm just gonna say for right now, like Ultra Solgaleo is more better looking for me than Ultra Lunala. I don't know, because they have given off official art on basically their page on Cerebi, but they haven't given off the official name. Do I feel like that these new forms for Solgaleo and Lunala are going to change very drastically? I don't know. We don't know if they're going to retain the same names, the same typings. I feel like they might retain the name, but I'm not quite sure about that. And also, after they announced Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is basically going to be set for a simultaneous worldwide release for the 3DS, November 17th. So make sure to mark your calendars for that. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon set to be released for the 3DS on November 17th of this year. So basically a fall release. After they announced Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they have announced that the original Pokemon Gold and Silver are going to be coming to the Virtual Console. So that's pretty cool right there. And they say that the Virtual Console releases of Gold and Silver will be Pokemon Bank compatible. So that was pretty cool right there. But back to what I was stating earlier is that the people were just so freaking disappointed because they didn't get their Pokemon Stars or the alternative name Pokemon Eclipse for the Switch. Or for them not getting the Diamond and Pearl remix. I mean, I would have loved to see Diamond and Pearl remix, but that's just tough luck for us for right now, because maybe they'll announce Diamond and Pearl remix maybe sometime next year. But it's just really saddening to see how people were just so freaking, like, so disappointed, so salty, that they just didn't get what they wanted to see. Big boo-hoo. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. That maybe there isn't gonna be a Pokemon Stars or Eclipse with Because, yeah, basically with the announcement of Sun and Moon sequels, there's most likely not gonna be a Pokemon Stars or Eclipse. In terms of Diamond and Pearl remakes, oh, trust me, I get the feeling that the Diamond and Pearl remakes are still definitely hanging there. Like I said, maybe sometime next year they will announce Diamond and Pearl remakes, because I know for a fact that Diamond and Pearl remakes are still going to be a thing in the future. Because it's not like Game Freak is just going to drop the freaking ball on Diamond and Pearl remakes. I know they're not going to do that. Because I feel like that maybe at some point Game Freak is going to possibly remake all the regions after some time. Because probably most likely once Diamond and Pearl get their remakes, sometime in a few years after that, Gen 5 will get their remakes, and then later down the line for that, Gen 6 will get theirs, and maybe even Gen 7 and whatever. And whenever the announcement of whatnot of like a possible Generation 8. But that's like way out there. I mean, like way out there. All I'm saying is that you people just really shouldn't get all your complete hopes up when it comes to speculation, or basically when it comes to anticipating what Game Freak might announce for like new Pokemon games. So all I'm saying is that there is a good possibility now that there is not going to be Pokemon Stars or its alternative name Eclipse, but Diamond and Pearl remakes, I do feel like they're still there. It's just all a matter of when Game Freak is going to announce that. So I think that'll pretty much do it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and as always, my outro shall handle the rest. So I'll be seeing you guys next time.